Are we are we live? I think that we are live. Hello everybody. It is so great to have you. I'll wait a minute or two before starting just to let people come in case people are still joining now. But welcome to this episode of the Scratch Create Along. If this is your first time joining, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. If you were here last week, welcome back. It's great to have you again. Last week was so much fun, and I am so excited that we are doing this again. Yeah, if this is your first time joining, let me tell you a little bit about what the Create Along is. In the Create Along, we thought it would be nice if we had a time, an hour in the week, where we all, the Scratch community, got to make projects together with a project idea that we'll share with you all, and then everyone can make a project with that prompt or with that project idea. If you're a caregiver or a parent, this could be something that you do with the scratcher or scratchers in your house. If you're an educator, this could be an activity that maybe gives you an idea for an activity to do with your students. We actually saw a couple of educators saying that last week. That was so exciting. I was so happy to hear that. But if you're anyone, this is just a time to make a Scratch project. We'll all be together, yeah, that's the idea. Let me show you what the plan for today's live stream is. We're gathering now. We'll take a look at last week's projects for last week's theme, which was create an animated greeting card. People made all these projects. It was amazing. So we'll take a look at those in the studio. Then, right after that, I will share with you what the prompt is for this week. And then we will have a lot of time to just create together. Everyone, you can all be making Scratch projects. You can have this YouTube window open, YouTube open in one window, and have your Scratch project open in another, be working on that. During that project creation time, if you have questions or comments, you can send them to me at this link, bit.ly/createalong, and I'll keep that up the whole time. So yeah, send in your questions. I'll be answering questions that come in. You can ask for an idea for a project, or for help doing a certain thing, or just to let me know how the stream is going. So yeah, and then at the end, I will show you how to share your project if you want to. So yeah, that is the plan for today. And so speaking of looking at last week's projects, let's take a look at the projects from last week. These were so wonderful. With the prompt, make a greeting card, people just made so many positive messages. They're like, may all be well, have a nice day, you got this, stay at home, lots of good messages around, what to do in these times, about staying safe. Lots of people saying they missed each other, happy birthday, it was so cute. People saying they were thinking of each other, you're awesome. Someone made one for their dad. This has lots of random kind messages. It was so wonderful to see all of these. I feel like you all added so much positivity to the world. Cards for people. It's just, I wish I could go in and look at every project right now, but that would probably take up the whole stream time. But I will always look at the projects on my Scratch account afterward, because it is so fun to see all the different directions people take the prompt. So everyone who joined last week, this was just amazing. Yeah, and speaking of prompts, let me share with you this week's prompt. So the prompt for this Create Along is introduce a character. Maybe with all this time at home, maybe you've been reading a lot of books, maybe you've been watching a TV show that you love, maybe there's just a character that you love from your childhood, maybe, maybe in those books or TV shows you've been watching, there's a character that you just enjoy so much. Maybe you have an original character. I know so many people who have original characters, and I always love seeing them. I am so excited to see all the original characters people have. Or maybe you're like, I don't know what character I want to do. And don't worry, we will find a character for you. But yes, that's the idea for today, is make any project about a character in some way. There's a link, and I'll go into this in a second, but there's a link in the description to, we have a starter project that can show you what like a character introduction could be like. So we have this project that like introduces a character and has a little bit of info about them. So that's, you know, one thing you can do. You can use this project as a starting point. I'll show you how to do that. But anyway, and you know, be sending in your questions to the link. Yeah, and if you're joining now, welcome to the Create Along. We're about to start making Scratch projects together. So, what you're going to do to open Scratch is go to scratch.mit.edu, and let me put up the link for where that you can go to do this. Anyway, go to scratch.mit.edu and click on Create. I'll keep this link up for a little while so that you can see it in case you're joining just now, but I'll try to take it down soon. I think last week I forgot to take the link down when I meant to. But yes, so scratch.mit.edu and click Create. And then once you're in here in Scratch, you can close this tutorial. You could watch it if you want to, but it shows you the basics of getting started. But this is Scratch, in case you haven't seen it before. I'll give you just a little explanation of kind of the idea of Scratch. So in Scratch, you have these characters that are called sprites, and over here, you've got all these blocks of sort of code that you can drag out, and then you can click on them to have the characters do the thing it says on the block. So you can give this a click, it says move 10 steps, and when I click it, the cat moves 10 steps. And, you can combine it with tons of other blocks. You could have it move and then turn. You could have it just turn a lot. They're spinning around. I don't know, this one says go to random position. You just click that, makes it go to somewhere random. And you can make a character say something, you drag out, say hello, and then go to a random position. So that is the idea of Scratch, is that you have characters and you can make them do stuff with the blocks over here. So let's get started making projects about characters. You can just start making, and if you'd like some ideas for how to begin on a project with a character, I'll give you some ideas right now. So let me make a new project, and I think even before we jump into how you make a project about a character, it could be nice to think about what character you'd like to make a project about. So there's a favorite book character, could be a character you do. You could think if in one of your favorite TV shows, like I said, there's a character that you just love, you could make a project about them. If there's like a historical figure you love, you could make a project about them. If you're an educator and you're studying some figure with your class, you could make a project about that person. You could also make as I mentioned, you could do an original character of yours. That would be so awesome to see. And you could also, if you're stumped on an idea for a character and still nothing is coming to mind, something I like to do is just hover over this choose a sprite button and just click surprise sprite. Okay, saxophone. Okay, I want to see who will be playing this saxophone. Oh, and a guitar. Okay, they're going to be a very musical character. But so you can, so maybe this character, Hannah, has a guitar. I kind of want to keep choosing getting more, that's a line, that's maybe not that inspiring, but, oh my gosh, I got Andy again. I got Andy last week. You know, you can keep just doing surprise stuff until you get some idea for a character to do. And I'm just getting lots of musical instruments and people. But so yeah, maybe you've got like a fairy who plays a saxophone, and then that's your character. Who knows? I don't know what will come up for you, but that could be one way of just getting an idea of something random. But I'll think about what character I'll do first. One of my favorite books is Matilda, and I love Matilda so much. The character, also the book, but definitely the character. So maybe I'll do a little something about her. And we have a tutorial that could help you get started, and I'll show walking through the first few steps of it with Matilda as my character. So if you go to the tutorials library, click on that button that says tutorials, you can go down, and we have this tutorial called Animate a Character. So let's open it up. Actually, I'm going to make a new project with all these lovely people, maybe not there in Matilda's project. So when you click on the tutorial, you get this this video pops up. I won't watch it right now because that would be like a video within a video, but the video walks you through how you could animate a character, and also you can click the next step, and it'll show you a step towards making a character. So this one says to add a backdrop. So I'll hover over the Choose a Backdrop button and click Choose. And Matilda spends a lot of time at school, and I think there is a school background. And yes, okay. I think school background would be a nice one for Matilda. And then it says, yeah, to add a sprite. Okay, I'll add this character to be Matilda. I'm gonna see if I can find someone who looks sort of like Matilda, and then that could be at least a nice starting point. So I'll hover over the Choose a Sprite button and click Choose. Loading. Something about the ballerina reminds me of Matilda. I don't know, something about the energy about her. I might change her dress from pink to like a dark blue, because I feel like dark blue is more like Matilda's outfit color, but I think that's a good like base to be Matilda. So then I'll like click to the next step, and I'll show how I'll make her. Oh, you know what? And I should take off the create link now. I probably should have done it a little bit earlier. Still gotta keep myself remembering about that. Okay, so the first step, and also I think I will get rid of the Scratch Cat. Just click on it and click the trash icon. Though, never forgotten, Scratch Cat. I will see you in the next new project I make. So, trying to find a place to put this tutorial window. The first step, if this animated character says, you can drag out a when green flag clicked block, which is yellow, so I'll go to the events category, this yellow one, drag out that, and then, you know what, also, I'm going to change her name to Matilda, because that is who she is. And then it says you can drag out a say hello for 2 seconds block, so I will go and grab that. I will get to answering some questions from the questions, but first I'm just going to show how you can use the Animate character tutorial a little bit, since I think that could be a nice starting point. So say hello for 2 seconds. That seems like a fair thing to do for introducing Matilda. Nice. And also, I can add on more things, so I can have her say, my name is Matilda. Seems good for introducing her. And also, I feel like one of her character traits is that she loves reading. So maybe I will have her then say, like, I love reading. Could write out a longer version of that, but I also don't want to type that much. So yeah. Hello. My name is Matilda. I love reading. Yeah. So this is just a way that you could use this tutorial to like just get started with making a character, introducing them, telling the world a little bit about them. Before, I just saw from the comments that the tutorial window is a little hard to see because of the questions link. So I'm going to put the tutorial up here. Yeah, let me know. That's what the tutorial window showed, is like how to do say hello. Thanks for sending in the questions and comments. Yes, and actually I'll get to more questions and comments in a second, but I promised I would show you how to use this, this base, introduce a character, like, starter project we have. So I'll show you how you could use that as, like, a base, because that could be another way to get started with making a project about your character. So, and this link, by the way, is in the description of this YouTube video. There's a link to this starter project, so you could open that up and yeah, and then you can just click see inside, and so now you can sort of look at how this person did this project, and you know, you could go in. Oh, and I just remembered that I also wanted to show how to change the color of Matilda's dress. I'm going to show that in a second. But yeah, you could go in, and instead of this person's character, you could choose a costume and add your character. Takes a moment when you are also live streaming. But, you know, whatever your character might be, you can add them in. Oh my. Yeah. I don't know. You could add your character in, and then that would be the is not the one I meant to pick. But yeah, like this is a good one. Yeah, that one's nice. So yeah, you could put your character there if your character is Anina Dance. And then that's how, like, suddenly this could be about your character. You could also go click on this sprite that has the text description and then change what the text is. So you know, favorite color, maybe instead of any kind of green, it's blue. And yeah, now it says that. And her favorite word is probably not aroo, so favorite word is dance. Yeah, so anyway, that's a one way that is like super quick to start making a project about a character that I just want to show you. I also said I would show you how to change Matilda's dress color. I'm going to shrink this tutorial window. So yeah, because I think that it's nice when you can find a sprite in the library that sort of gets the idea of your character, and then you can just change them a little bit to evoke your character a bit more. So instead of this blue color for her dress, I can pick out instead of the pink color, I can pick out something in the blue range, and then maybe darken it a bit by having the brightness be lower. And then, yeah, click on this fill bucket tool. And then, yeah, I feel like that suddenly is more like a school uniform. And, you know, just to complete it all, you know, change the color of her, maybe make her tights like kind of gray or something like that. Fill those in. And yeah, now suddenly that's like, for me, that's totally Matilda. Yeah, all right. Now I wanted to get to some questions that were coming in. Let me see. Oh, someone says, can we make a character from a book? Any character. Absolutely any character. It could be a character from a book, but it could be, you know, truly any character. One you came up with. You could make a character by just drawing random squiggles in the costumes tab and, you know, go, like, that's something I'll do sometimes. You click, if you hover over the choose a sprite button and click paint, and I'll show a few more ways of drawing a character probably later in this stream, but, you know, you could just draw something totally random. I don't know, that's a circle, that's a face, and then you can have, like, eyes with some more circles. I change the color, and then get the paintbrush and, like, and I just created this character, and I already love it. And I want to know its story. Its name is going to be Smiley. Very, very creative name. It's actually a family name. But yeah, anyway, truly any character. Oh, okay. Can we make a character who loves pizza bagels and speaks Morse code? It's a very important question, and the answer is yes. You can do that. I'm glad that we sorted that out. You can make a character who loves pizza bagels and speaks Morse code. Someone asks, how do you delete a character? I can't bring myself to delete Smiley, so I'm not going to show on Smiley because they're too wonderful. But I will show new link, so going to scratch.mit.edu/create. And if you have, oh gosh, this is going to take a long time to load, but I couldn't delete Smiley. Actually, wait, I have a better idea. Okay, so the way to delete a character is you can click on this trash icon. You'd select them and then click on the trash icon. So say that I wanted to delete Smiley, I could click on them and then click the trash. So that's how you would delete that. But I want Smiley back, and this is how you can do that. Say I'm like, oh no wait, I did not want to delete Smiley. You can go up to Edit and click Restore Sprite, and that will bring your character back if you accidentally deleted someone that you did not want to delete. Yes, thank you for the questions. Someone else asks, someone called Flower asks, can the person be ourselves? Yes, I think they totally can be yourself. That would be awesome. I think that the only important thing is to just not include any personal information like your name, or they don't put a picture of yourself, but I think as long as, it's a drawing of yourself, or a representation of yourself, then that is totally fine. I think that's wonderful. Thanks for the question. Ooh, another question. Someone asks, can we animate it? Yes, totally. I think that would be awesome. In fact, maybe I'll show how you could animate a character. Let me make a new project. Actually, I made a new one here, didn't I? Yes, I did. Haha. So they're technically two characters, but I can kind of gonna count them as one. Another favorite characters of mine is Fred and George. So I think I want to show I'll show this with Fred and George. I'm gonna see if I can find someone in the people category. I think this could be a pretty good Fred and George character. I might make the hair a tiny bit more orange. Go to the fill bucket. I'm gonna pick out an orange. Maybe a little. Nice. Okay, yes. That's gonna duplicate them, and this one be George. This one be Fred. One way to animate a character is you can, you know what? And I'm going to change their hair color in the many costumes that they have, because this character has many poses. And I'm going to change them. Okay, there we go. Now they're all have orange hair. So one way of animating a character, if it happens to have multiple costumes, and you can click on this block to see if a character does have multiple costumes, is with this next costume block. So you can click on that. You can also have that happen inside of a loop. So you could have Fred change costumes many times. Whoop! Okay, that was very fast. It repeated going to the next costume many times, but I think I will slow that down. Maybe like put in a wait block and have it wait 0.5 seconds. So yeah, anyway. Now, this character has poses built in, but say it was a character that didn't have a pose built in. You could take your first pose and you could duplicate it, and then try and sort of move the points around, or move the parts of the sprite around. So maybe I can take this arm and move it. Oh no, it's not quite an arm under there. So that is one thing about some of the sprites in Scratch is they're not all so easy to animate. But you can experiment around, see if you can make different poses. Oh boy, that's not great. But you can also like draw your own character. So I could draw my own Fred, and then pick out some kind of the color for the head of Fred, and get a color for the hair. It's gonna be a sort of very oval based Fred, and I'll do the circle. I really like just making characters out of circles. I'll make some eyes. Actually, make taller eyes. There's one. There's two. Going to make a mouth, and you can then duplicate this costume, because ones you draw yourself are probably going to be easier to animate than ones from the Scratch library, as you can see. Sometimes it depends based on the sprite, but then you can go in and, like, for instance, with this tool, which lets you edit the points of a shape, you could make in this one, make him be like smiling, and then you can animate between these two, and that's like way to make a character be talking. So that's just some ideas of how to animate a character. Ooh, cool. I just saw that there are more questions coming in. Ooh, okay. Someone asks, how do you create a character from a PNG file? It's a great question. I will show you. So let's say, oh no, it wasn't that I want to go to Scratch. Let's say you find like an image of your character online. That can be a great thing to do if there isn't a Scratch sprite that reminds you of them, or if you don't feel like drawing, or whatever it might be. And so one character I really love also is, there's a book I read when I was younger called Amazing Grace, where the main character is Grace, or she plays Peter Pan in her school play. It is such a good book, and she's one of my favorite characters of all time. So if I go to Google Images and look up a picture of her, oh, here she is, okay, yes. There's her playing Peter Pan. I can go and find, some image of her, some JPEG or PNG image, and then I can right-click on it and save it to my computer. I just wanted to show this so that you can see I want to show getting a character, so you can see an image to have. So I saved to my computer this picture of Grace, and then, so how to make a new project for her, different from this wonderful Fred and George project. I'll show you how you could upload that JPEG or PNG into your project. It'll just take a moment, for my computer is truly laboring. Okay. So how you can bring in a PNG or a JPEG is you hover over this choose a sprite button, and what you do is you go up to the top option, which is upload sprite, and then you can click on that, and go to images, and click on the image that I loaded, that I downloaded, and then you've got the character in the project. I will once again delete the Scratch cat by clicking on it, clicking delete. So now you have this character in there. So in case you missed that, to get an image from the internet or from your computer into your project as your character, you just hover over this choose a sprite button and go all the way up to upload and click upload, and then you'll be able to pick the file from your computer. Awesome. That's a great question. Someone, Raincloud asks, can you use the text-to-speech for Matilda? Yes, totally. Oh, that's a great question. For those of you, which one is my Matilda project? Ah, yes, there she is. Okay, Smiley maybe will hide. He'll be sort of a secret surprise in this project. So for those of you that don't know, the text-to-speech blocks that you can add to Scratch are really good for making a character say something out loud. And let me go to add the text-to-speech blocks. Go to this square button down here, which is add an extension. And if you click on it, the extensions that we have to Scratch, which are things you can, like even more blocks you can add to Scratch, will show up. And so there's this one, text-to-speech. I hadn't had the thought of showing how to use this one, but this is such a good fit for this project. Thank you, BrainCloud. I love this idea. So you added text-to-speech by clicking this button, and now these new blocks show up. So let me make sure that this sound will play. You can drag out one of these blocks and click on it, and whatever you write here, the character will say.
Hello.
I hope you all could hear that. So, here you could have the character say, my name is Matilda, in here.
My name is Matilda.
And, my teacher is Miss Honey.
My teacher is Miss Honey.
And, so anyway, you can have the character say whatever you want to in there. And, so you can also set the voice to something different. In here, this is the voice alto, but you could set it to tenor. And you could say, let's see, I don't know, it's like, I can move things with my mind.
I can move things with my mind.
Maybe that voice doesn't fit Matilda that well, but there's also the voice squeak. You can try it.
I can move things with my mind.
So anyway, that's the text-to-speech blocks. That's some of what they can do. It can be a great way of introducing a character. Yeah, and you can also set the language that you want them to be speaking in. So if you set the language to to Spanish, and then if you write words in Spanish, it will read them actually in Spanish. So you can have them say, hola. Oops, it's trying to do the upside down exclamation point.
Hola.
Yeah, so then the character says hola, and they'll say it in Spanish. So you can set the language and have them speak in whatever language you want. Yeah, so great question. Let's see. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to mention something about using images for that you put into your project. One good thing to remember is that it's always important to give credit for the images. So if I were going to share this project, I would put in the notes and credits, like I got this image from, and I would find whatever the source was that I got it from Google Images, wherever I got it. So, or if it's an image that you found by an artist online, to give credit. So just wanted to mention that. Okay, I have more questions. Someone asks, what if you delete some code? Thanks in advance. You're welcome in advance. If you delete some code, what you can do, let's say I'll make some code. I'll have Grace say, when green flag clicked, I'll have her say, my name is Grace. Oh, didn't mean to switch the view there. Hope that's better. So, yeah, have her say, my name is Grace. And then let's say I accidentally delete this code by dragging it over there. What you can do is hit Command Z, and it will bring it back. So Command Z or Control Z, there's like the undo key that you would use, will bring back the code. And I think you can do that until you've exited out of the project. You should be able to undo and get the code back. So yes, that's a really good question. Someone asks, oh, there's so many good questions. Which order, okay. Someone asks, I am trying to rotate a sprite around a circle, but when I use the rotate block, it doesn't rotate around the circle, it rotates around the middle. how could I fix this? I think I know what you mean. So I'm just gonna get a sprite to show it with. So here's, say, let me make sure I really have that I completely understand the question. So trying to rotate a sprite around a circle, it doesn't rotate right. Okay, yeah. So if I understand right, you have a sprite, say it's the apple, and I'll actually group all this by selecting it all and clicking group. So you have the sprite and you want it to rotate around like this, but instead it's rotating around like this. So you can see in Scratch where the center of the costume is, and that's like this little like cross hairs right here. So what you can do is, if the sprite is going to rotate around this this point in the costume, this point right here. So by default, it's rotating around like this. But if you put your sprite out here, then it will still be rotating around this point, and so then it'll rotate out here in the circle. So now if I'm on the apple and I click turn 15 degrees, it will rotate out in this big circle. And in the opposite direction, if what you want is for it to rotate around its middle, then you can drag it to this sort of center mark, and then this will rotate around there. I hope that answered your question. If it didn't, send another one. Oh my gosh, these questions are all so wonderful. Okay, someone asks, how do you make it so your character will wait till you press space to say something? It's a great question. I'll show you maybe on Grace. So let's say that I want her to say this, my name is Grace, but I don't want her to say it when the green flag is clicked. I want her to say it when the space key is pressed. So there's a couple of options. If I want her to say it every time that someone presses the space key, then I can drag out this when space key pressed block and then attach it to that. And now, I guess you won't be able to see this, but I am pressing the space key. Now she says, my name is Grace, every time that I press the space key. So that's one way. The when space key pressed block is great for that. Now, on the other hand, you might want her to only say it the first time you click the space key. And there's an easy way to do that too. So in the control category, there's this helpful block, wait until. And wait until will wait until some certain thing happens, and then it will go and do the block next to it. Sorry, the block under it. So if I say wait until blank, I haven't filled in this blank yet, but once that blank thing happens, then it will progress and start doing this. So have them say, my name is Grace. But let me, how do I put in something to fill this blank? You see this blank has these angles. Any block that has these angles will go in there. It's any block where the answer to that block is like a yes or a no. So, for instance, touching mouse pointer, question mark, that's either going to be a yes or a no for any sprite. So if the character is touching the mouse pointer, it will start doing the next thing. But if it isn't, it'll keep waiting. And as you'll see, this key space pressed block, I have to say it like a question, also has these angles on it. So it can go in here. And so now when I click the green flag, you can see with this yellow highlight that this code is happening, and it still hasn't gotten to this say block, so it's still on this wait until. It's still waiting until I press the space key, and so then when I do, and I am gonna do it, there we go. She says, my name is Grace. But now if I do it again, she won't say it again because, as you can see, it's not, this highlight is gone. It's done with this block. It's not going to keep waiting for me to press it again. I did it once, so it's like, okay, I'm done. Anyway, so that's a wonderful question. I love this wait until block. It can be useful for so many things. Anyway, yes, so thank you for asking that. Someone asks, can we introduce two characters, for example, two brothers? Totally. Actually, I guess I kind of did that. Maybe you asked this before, but yeah. You can totally have two brothers. You could make two characters talk to each other. Actually, maybe I'll show you how to do that really quickly. So I'll click on Fred and have, oh, whoops, I click, okay, wait, so this one is going to be Fred and this one is going to be George. It's a little confusing because they're twins. I'll have Fred strike a different pose. I'll pick this pose for Fred. So I'll get rid of this. One way you can make two characters talk to each other is, you got this, you can have, when green flag clicked, so when the project starts, when someone starts the project, you can have one of them say something, so Fred can say, hi, I'm Fred. And then, so Fred will do that when this starts, and then you can click on the other character and have George have this also happen when the green flag is clicked. We can have George also say something. So let's see if this works. I'll also have George say, and I'm George. So click that. Now the only thing is that they talk at the same time, because when I click the green flag, Fred is saying, hi, I'm Fred, and George is saying, hi, I'm George. They both start right then. So you could use a wait block to make George talk after Fred. And Fred talks for 2 seconds. So with George, I'll have him wait 2 seconds and then introduce himself. So, hi, I'm Fred and I'm George. Awesome. Oh my gosh, it is so awesome. I just saw that lots of new people are joining the stream. Welcome everyone. It's so great to have you. In case you are joining just now, this is the Scratch Create Along, where we make Scratch projects together for an hour in a week, and I've given a prompt, which is to make a project introducing a character. So I've shown a couple ways you could get started with that. You could make a project introducing a couple of characters. I made this project introducing Matilda from the book Matilda. There's this project introducing the character Grace from Amazing Grace. You can make a project about any character from a book or a TV show or one of your original characters, which I know so many people have. Any character you want. Make up a character for this, totally random character. We've got 17 minutes left, so you don't at all have to finish your project in this time, but rather we think of this time as a time when you can start the project, and then throughout the week you can you can share the project to a studio, because we have a studio where everyone can submit not submit, but you can just add the projects you make. Everyone can add projects to that studio. In fact, at the end of the stream, I will show you how you can add to the studio, because I saw there was a question where someone asked how to share this project, and I will show you at the end of the stream how you can share. So yeah, anyway, excited to have new people joining. Okay, great question. Someone asked how to have a person move and say a thing at the same time, from Hayden. Okay, this is a great question. Thank you for asking it. So I can show you on Grace again. I'll have her not wait until the space key pressed to start talking. So for those joining just now I have this project where when I click the green flag, my character, Grace, says, my name is Grace. And a way to make a character do two things at the same time is, so I have this block that the when green flag clicked, and this thing will start happening when the green flag is clicked. But I can have another one. I can have two blocks that both start when the green flag is clicked. Actually, I can have as many as I want. So also, when the green flag is clicked, I could have, let's see, what else could I have Grace do? I could have her glide to a random position. So just like glide somewhere on the screen. So this is going to happen, and this is going to happen at the same time. So if I click the green flag, she does them both at the same time. I thought gliding somewhere could be kind of nice because like she could fly anywhere she wants to. So yes, so when I click the green flag, both of these things happen at the same time. In fact, that can be, so earlier in the stream, I showed how to use the text-to-speech blocks to make a character talk aloud, and that can be, I'm gonna clean up, this is my Matilda project, I'm gonna clean up these blocks a little bit. I'm just gonna clean it up. So the text-to-speech blocks can be a great thing to have that, this text-to-speech where they speak loud. You can have that happen at the same time as they're saying it in a speech bubble, because with these purple, like, say hello blocks, the character says it in a speech bubble. But with this green speak block, if I say speak hello.
Hello.
Oh, I still have the language set to English, sorry, to Spanish, so I'm gonna set the language back to English.
Hello.
So I click on that, and the character says aloud, hello. Say I want those two things to happen at the same time, I can do the same thing where I have two when green flag clicked blocks, drag them out, and then I think I'll close this tutorials window.
Hello.
So then it's a really nice effect when you click the green flag, the character says it in the
Hello.
speech bubble and also says it out loud. It can be nice because sometimes it's actually kind of hard to hear what they're saying with the text-to-speech if you don't see it visually also. So anyway, that's just a tip that I wanted to share. Oh, okay. Someone asks, how can I make my letters move side to side? This is a great question. Let me make a new project and add a letter. Oh, and you know what? I see that it is now 1:47. This time passes so fast with you all. The stream will last. Actually, just saw a question come in of how long will the stream last? It will last until 2 p.m. But I think in about maybe 3 to 5 minutes, I'm going to start showing how you could make an account if you don't have an account, and also how you could share to the studio. But I'm going to try to answer a couple of last questions before that. So, for instance, this question of and also, if you don't have the link, if you're just joining now, go to scratch.mit.edu/create, and then you can that's where you can make a project like this one that'll open up this page. So how to make letters move around. So actually, first let me just show how you could get a letter sprite. So you can hover over the choose a sprite button and click choose. And actually up here we have this letters category. So say, I was doing a project about Matilda, so I'll use an M. So you have now this letter sprite, and there's a couple of ways of making a letter move from side to side. You can have it move 10 steps. That'll make it move in whatever direction it's pointing, and it starts pointing this direction. So you can have a letter move like that. Maybe you want it to start out over here. So if you drag the sprite anywhere, this block, go to this position, which is X and Y, tells you the position of a sprite. This block will update with the position that sprite is at. So if I drag it to here, the position is -11.6, but if I drag it to here, it changes to that. So I can drag it to where I want it to start, and then drag out this go to block, and the sprite will start there. And then you could have it, once it starts there, move many times. So you can have it move like that. You can have it, but then this will reset it back to there. You can also have it, instead of having to click this move block over and over again, you can have this repeat loop around the move block, and then attach that there. And then it moves like that. Yeah, that's just one way. You can also you can use the change X by 10 block, makes the sprite move, you can also make the sprite move side to side. So there's lots of different ways of doing it. And then also if you wanted it to go back, you could, one thing I can do is I can right click on these blocks and duplicate them. And then I can attach it down here, and I could make it change X by putting I could put a minus sign, and then it will go in the opposite direction. So it will start there and then go back there. So anyway, that's some ways of moving letters side to side. And I saw another question that I'll try to answer before I have to start wrapping up. Someone asks, how do I take a picture of my dog to add as a sprite? I love that. So you can go to the actually here. You can hover over choose a sprite and click paint to create a new sprite, and then here, once you've clicked paint to make a new sprite, you can hover over this button and go up to here and click camera, and then I'll give it permission to use my camera, and then I think you probably see me twice, and so you can take a photo with your camera, and you shouldn't take a photo of yourself, so I might just take a photo of my lamp and have that be my dog. Oh, whoops, I clicked on the wrong, I unclicked it. Hover over that and click camera. Okay, my lamp is gonna be my dog. It's a very good pet. And go back up, lamp. And so then you have this photo, and now that can be your sprite. And just pretend that instead of my lamp and my chair, it was your dog, which is possibly much cuter. And then, you can do all the, drag out all these code blocks and have them apply to your picture of your dog or lamp. And so you can have it spin around or do whatever you want. So anyway, I love that question. I would love to see pictures of people's dogs. It looks like we have 8 minutes left, so I think in case you don't have an account, I will show you how you can make an account. And oh my gosh, I am so excited to see the projects that you've been making. It's the highlight of my week looking at them. Yes, let me show how to make an account. So let's look at which of my projects, I'll say, okay, so I've made this project with Grace from Amazing Grace, and I want to make an account so that I can share it. And so you can click Join Scratch and you can click that from within this project, and it'll save this project to your account, to your new account that you make. So you can click Join Scratch, make a username, it shouldn't have your real name in it, so it could be like Bunny Fluff 3,000, or I don't know, whatever username you want to make. Make a password, write it down somewhere so you can remember it. I don't know, I'll write like la 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 as my password again. That's what I did last time. And then you fill out this form, and you'll be able to make an account. Once you make an account, you'll just want to check your email for an email to confirm your account. And once you click the link in that email to confirm, then you'll be able to share your project. And let me now log into my account I'll log into my account so I can show you how you would share a project. That's just going to take me a second to log in. So yeah, I'll share actually all these from my account because they're all fun, but for now, I'll share the Matilda one. So, one sec, logging in. Okay, yes, so, I'll show you my, screen again. So, I have logged into my account, Zoetrope, and now I will name this project about Matilda. And then I can click on the See Project page, and I can just say, put in the instructions something about it, like click the green flag. If you want to, it can be nice to put in the little instructions, and then you can click share. Click this button, share, and now your project is shared to the world, and now you can send that link to anybody. I could also mention, if you are living in the same house with the person you want to show your project to, you could also just show it to them on your computer. So if you don't want to make an account, you can do that too. And now, how you can, I'll show you how you can add this project to the studio. So this is my first time looking at the studio. I am so excited to see it. To add to the studio, now the studio link is in this video description, so just click on that link. I already opened it up for myself, so I would have it. Let me refresh, and oh my gosh, there's 14 projects already! Oh my gosh, these are amazing! Okay, right after the stream ends, I'm literally gonna go and look at all these. This is awesome. Oh my gosh. So you go to this link that is in the description below, and then you can just click add projects, and you're in some, there we go. Okay, so your projects that you've made will show up down here, and I can just add my project about Matilda, and now it's in the studio. We made it so that anyone can add projects. So anyway, that's how you can do that. Yeah, and so that answers the person who asked at one point, how do you share? That's how you can share. You make a project, click that orange share button, and to be able to do that, you just have to make sure you've logged into an account, and then go to the studio link and add your project by just doing this add projects thing, and add that one. That is how to share, so I hope you all hope you all got that. I'm definitely going to share some of these other ones, add them in. They were very fun. Oh my gosh, this lamp is hilarious. But we're almost out of time. So I just wanted to thank you all so much for joining this create along. It was truly so fun. I just love seeing all your questions. There's so many wonderful questions asked here. I'm beyond excited to look at these projects. I just know there's so much creativity in all of everyone who uses Scratch, who dreams up projects. Like, I can't wait to see how you talk about your favorite characters, what all your original characters are like. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to do. I don't know if there are any last questions coming in. Just gonna look and see if anybody had any last questions to ask. We'll be doing more of these create-alongs. There will definitely be one next week. We will make sure the time will be put up on our Twitter and on our YouTube. And yeah, oh my gosh, there's so many questions people asked. It's so wonderful. There will be one next week. I can't wait to see all of you then. You can keep working on this project. You also don't have to share it if you don't want to. That's totally fine. But if you do, I'm so excited to see it. Is there anything else? Is there anything else to do? Oh yeah, let me just go to the video of myself so you can actually see me. Let us know how these create-alongs are going. You can keep putting questions into this form because, does the time work? Is there a time that you would rather have it be at? I know some people have mentioned that it's like at 2 a.m. where they are, so hopefully we can find some ways to do some that are that will be at a time that work for you. Anything that you would like us to know. Different kinds of prompts. How is the tips section going? Really, anything you want to know it, because this is seriously like the best part of my week is doing this with you all. So I want to make it fun for you all too. You all inspire me very much, and oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see all those characters. I just saw some glimpses, and Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, and I should mention that next week, at the beginning of next week's stream, we will take a look at the projects that were shared over the course of last week. So if you add a project to that studio anytime before next week's stream, yeah, we'll take a look at that whole studio. So anyway, I think that's pretty much all. Oh yeah, if you have an idea for what we should do for a future create along, submit that question too. We'll read it. Yeah, you all seriously just bring a lot of joy to all of our lives in this time. So thank you, and see you next week. And scratch on.